So, let's talk about how you are in 3 different bands. Is that right?
Did you start already?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not formal. This
This
is
is just your
this
natural life.
this is not formal.
Okay.
It's just
Sorry.
what everyone is saying.
Or talk to us. Wait, talk to us about what you brought here.
Oh, I brought some paintings today, and I brought my accordions, my 3 accordions,
Oh,
my
wow.
babies. The paintings are my babies too.
Show us your favorite one. Talk to us about your paintings.
My
And
favorite one. Oh man, I don't know if I have a favorite one. I love them all.
so wait, you're a painter.
I paint.
You're a musician.
I play music.
And I believe you're a mom too.
I'm a mom of 4.
Damn.
I'm a mom of 4.
Yeah.
And
damn.
I teach piano
And
on
you teach
Mondays
piano?
and Tuesdays.
Damn. Wow. It's like, you're like
I'm a Reiki practitioner, and I like to vend handmade things like dream catchers and wands, and I like to wrap crystals. And,
you do everything.
I like to do everything. I remember thinking I only had to decide to do 2 things before I went to college. And because I would tell my mom, I want to act, I want to dance, I want to play music, and I want to, I wanted to do everything. So I guess that's what I've been doing. Everything that I enjoy, everything that I want to do, I do it.
And which one did you start first?
The very first thing I started was my art. I started my art when I was old enough to hold a crayon. Wow. My mom would give me everything because I would watch her late at night. I would stay up late at night, and she would be painting with oil paints, and she would be making things with pastels. So she would buy me markers and everything, papers, easels. And I just spent a lot of time doing that, drawing. That was a lot of fun. Coloring was a lot of fun.
Do you see any similarities between your paintings and music?
Yes. To me, everything is energy. So there's energy in color. There's energy in how you make a painting, how you put it together. Sound is energy. So there's things that you're portraying when you're playing music. You're giving off an emotion or a feeling. So to me, it's all the same thing. You're expressing an emotion or a thought or an idea. So to me, it's all the same thing. That's why I do it all, because to me, it's the same. It's just a different way. It's just a different way of doing it.
Do you come from a family of artists?
Yes.
Did they teach you the like all this that you're doing?
My mom is the main person behind everything, I feel. She never told me no. She would always push me. If I wanted to do something, she said, okay, let's go. Like if I wanted to go to an audition, or if I wanted art tools, or if I wanted an instrument, or if I wanted to go perform somewhere, she would say, let's go. Or she would bring it up to me. Hey, there's a performance here and here. Would you like to go? And okay, let's go. She was just always exposing us to things. She would take us to the university to watch folkloric shows. She would take me to workshops where there was businessmen giving talks on how to sell. Like, she was just taking me everywhere with her, and I learned so much just by watching her and just by being with her and just by her letting me. She never said no. That was I think the best thing that led me to do a lot of things. So she taught me. She sat with me. I would ask her questions. She would explain. She would take the time. She would take the time and she would explain how or why, and try it, and don't give up. You can do it. Try it this way. My mom was so good about not making things seem hard, and she made us love a challenge. I love doing hard things. I think that's all. I just love to practice things. I like to get better at something. I like to, if I see something and it makes me light up, I think I can do that. I want to do that.
Nice.
And I just do it until I feel like I got the hang of it, or
Yeah.
until I surpass my own goals.
Yeah.
I sometimes don't realize that I'm doing the things that I'm doing because I'm always, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? It's an everyday thing. I'm so happy that my whole life I made it every day, every week. Music and art, and I don't know how that happened. I did it somehow to make every day and every moment art and music, and that makes me so happy. I wake up wanting to paint something, wanting to learn a song. I'm painting, and I already have 3 other paintings in my head. I'll be learning a song, and I'll be figuring out another one in my head. I just, it drives me. Every day. Every day, it's not there's no breaks.
Yeah.
It feels like if you were to stop, something's missing. You don't feel right.
Yeah.
Like you need to do it. It feels like I need to. It feels like I need to. I love it that much. I've come to the point in my life that I want to live longer, just to paint as much as I can, just to play as many gigs as I can, just to learn and play as many songs as I can. And I feel so blessed that I found not just one thing.
Right.
I found a lot of things that I can do, that I want to be doing for so long, for as long as I can. And that just makes me feel full. That makes me feel like I can keep doing it and give of myself to others. And I don't need much.
Yeah.
The things I buy are to make more art, or to make more jewelry, the things I buy are to fix, my instruments. Those are the things that I care about. Those are the things I invest in. I have to be learning. There's something up with my brain that it just cannot be still. It feels like I have a lot of apps open at once.
A lot of windows.
And there's a lot going on than what you see, And sometimes I have a hard time. I need to close them all up. But again, it feels like a need. I need to be learning something. I need to be working on something. If I'm painting, I'm listening to a documentary. It has to be around me all the time. I feel really weird when I don't do something. I feel weird. I have to be. I love it. I love it because it helps. It helps.
Do you think your mom was the one that instilled that seed of always wanting to be learning?
Yes. She always bought books. She taught herself art through books, and we would watch Bob Ross on TV. And she just loved to read, so she taught herself everything. She couldn't go to college, but she was a really good reader, and she would read really big, thick books, and she would read to us. And she would buy music books. She would buy art books. She would buy I learned how to learn from her. I saw her teach herself things, and then enough to start. She's always been a teacher. To anybody, she's always been the one that they ask, can you come volunteer over here? Can you come teach this? Can you come? And she always said yes. So she was just always a great teacher. She always loved to learn. So I think that's where I got it from. And she still does it. And she still does it.
Have you been Valley native all your life?
I, at one time, moved to Minnesota.
How was that?
It was hard. I went up there to dance. I met someone, and it was the father of my first child, Melody. And I went to go dance up there, workshops and to perform. And I really missed home. I didn't realize what I had in my family band. I was playing in my family band since I was 7. And I didn't realize what I had. I didn't realize how much I needed to be here. I didn't realize there was something later that told me you were supposed to stay here, or like you were born to be here. Like you're supposed to be here for some reason in Weslaco.
Yes.
And I never regretted. I mean, I never took for granted to play with my family ever again. So when I came back full force. I came back. I didn't understand what I had when I left. When and then I missed it. My soul missed it. I didn't understand. I was like, what's wrong with me? There's people that move away and never come back. And they keep moving and they keep moving. What's wrong with me? How come I can't even bear, But I just learned, why not? There's people that stay home. Yeah. There's people that love where they live. Yeah. You realize that your heart feels it. So as soon as I was pregnant with my oldest Melody, I'm like, I'm going home. I'm going to go back and I'm going to have my baby at Holy Family Services in Weslaco, which is, they have midwives and nuns and doulas. And that's where I saw all my brothers be born. And I knew that's where I was going to have my baby. So I came back just to have her. Wow. And then I stayed here. Have
you seen a difference in the art scene in the Valley since you've moved back?
Oh, there's been a lot of changes. I grew up playing in a family band, so we were always performing with people who came from up north, and we were exposed to the Winter Texans came down with their stories, and they came down with their knowledge, and we were learning their music, we were learning their stories and their jokes and their ways of saying things. And I just felt like that made me, I don't know, I just felt like I had to stay here. I had to be here. I saw, and it changed so much. Even I had an art teacher once that said, "Oh, you probably will never make a masterpiece in your lifetime." I don't know why she would have said that. I think I said, "I'm going to make a masterpiece one day," and she just said, "You probably won't." Like, I don't know why she would say that.
I've heard, believe it or not, people say things like that, but I think, well, maybe she didn't mean it in a bad way. Maybe she meant it in a good way.
Like realistic.
But like be realistic. People often say that, or they don't say, they often wait until the perfect moment comes to make art. Versus if you're not thinking about the masterpiece, you're constantly creating, which is what you're doing. You're not focusing all that energy like, oh, I have to make a masterpiece. It just comes naturally. So maybe she meant it that way. I don't know.
Well, and then she went into, there's not a lot of that stuff down here in the Valley. So I was just like, really? Like, that made me, I didn't know that as a high school student. I didn't know that. I just loved doing it, and I can do it too, And so she told me that, and I was like, well, I just remember telling myself, she doesn't know, because I had already seen growing up lots of things, traveling with my family, and I just knew it was gonna grow little by little. We've been here for so long. More businesses and stuff. We didn't have to leave to McAllen. We used to leave to McAllen to eat, to shop, and now we don't even have to leave Weslaco. And not just that, like, businesses started happening, but then a Crisp Gallery popped up, and the Eatery popped up, and this place, there's just lots of, all of a sudden, there's places for artists to get together and musicians to have shows, and it was always there, just less, know. And now I feel like there's more, and more collaborations, and more people doing things, and more people not waiting for others. Like, they take it upon themselves to do it. I'm gonna put a show. I'm gonna throw a show. I'm gonna, So now everybody's doing it, and it's wonderful. I really enjoy seeing people do what they love to do, or I like seeing people do things.
Yeah.
That is that's inspiring.
Yeah.
That's inspiring.
I saw your band, I.CHING.GATOS.
Mm-hmm.
You are part of 2 other bands, right?
Yes.
Can you talk about the differences and the similarities about being in each band?
Okay, well, the similarity right away from all the bands is that I'm the accordionist. In the Texas Sweethearts, I also do play keyboard. I'm probably going to incorporate keyboard to the other 2 bands eventually. It's very surprising to me that I'm playing the accordion for all of them, and just accordion, because it wasn't like that all the time. I think I had played the piano and keyboard more than the accordion, and my mom would push me. Come on, Elisa, you know you can let the piano go and just play all the songs on accordion. Come on, you know you can do it. It was challenging. I mean, there was certain things that were easy for me, but some things were hard.
Yeah.
And I admit I didn't like to struggle. I mean, I like challenges, but a lot of things were easy for me. So sometimes when there was a struggle, like,
Yeah, it was
but
like
I had
weird.
to learn how to push past
Yeah.
that, and it was a challenging thing, the accordion. And so all of a sudden, I went from just playing 3 songs on the button accordion, 4 songs on the button accordion, to a whole set on the button accordion. And then how did it go from a whole set to 3 different bands, all accordion? It just that you don't ever stop. You don't
Yeah.
ever stop. And then when an opportunity arises, like if someone invites you to a jam, or if someone invites you to play with their band or something, and you say yes, and you learn their songs, I joined to learn. They weren't teaching me anything, but just to show up to the practices, just to learn their original songs, to see what I could add to it, or listening to them do solos, and just it's a learning experience. And I love learning, and if I don't like being stagnant, so if there's a way or there's an opportunity to learn a lot in the short amount of time, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So I was at Texas Sweethearts first, and my family band, Texas Sweethearts first, since I was 7. And then later I joined I.CHING.GATOS probably 3 years ago. I want to say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And I saw Monstruo Bohemio at one of our shows, and I knew I wanted to play with them. I heard their music, and I was like, I can do some. I just saw me up there with them. And a lot of the times, the things that I see in my mind happen. They come to fruition. Just like if I see a painting in my head, it's gonna come out, or there's a goal, or I have to see it first, and then I see it, and then it has to happen. It has to happen. So I joined them, and I somehow worked out the practices and the gigs, and I'm a very extreme person, because sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? But I just enjoy it that much. I can't get enough. And that's why I'm in 3 bands right now. I don't know. I keep getting asked maybe for another one, and to help, and I gotta learn how to balance things.
And how do you do that, being a mom of 4?
I cry sometimes. I cry.
It's okay.
And then I let it wipe the tears, and then you feel better.
Yeah.
And then you just keep going. And
releasing energy.
Yeah. And I mean, I love them. I love them with all my heart, and I do everything I can for them.
Do you teach them music? Are they interested in music at all?
My oldest Melody is in choir, and she loves all that choir and musicals, and she practices a lot. She doesn't really like instruments. She's played a little accordion, a little bit here and there, but she loves to sing. That's her thing. And then Luna, my other daughter, Luna, she practices on her own. I see that she likes to practice, so I know she can teach herself anything that she wants to. So just by me putting a page there, she'll put herself to figure it out. So I know she's been asking me for lessons, so I might have to sign her up at the school that I'm teaching at, because again, my mom taught me so many things, and I have to just, that's the way to do it. expose them, let them have the stuff around. If they ask you, show them. Don't push it on them. Keep saying yes, let them do it.
Do the students that you teach ever go see your shows?
There was a couple times. There was this. We played at the Eatery, and I had all three bands playing that day.
Oh, wow!
All three bands. I love doing that. To me, that's the perfect situation, perfect scenario. If I were to have all three of my bands playing one night.
So it's
that's
the
great.
Texas Sweethearts.
The Texas Sweethearts.
I.CHING.GATOS.
I.CHING.GATOS and Monstruo Bohemio.
Monstruo Bohemio.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The difference between all of them, I guess the styles. Texas Sweethearts is like soft rock, country, Tejano, Tex-Mex.
A lot of people like that down here.
It's a very big mix, yes, the Texas Sweethearts. We've been playing for so long and a wide variety of music. And we have so many songs that we could do sets of country, a bunch of sets of, any kind of music, even gospel. We do a lot of gospel stuff. And then I.CHING.GATOS is what I heard. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was called. I liked it a lot. It was so catchy. Jose Sanchez is a really good songwriter. He's a really good songwriter. And I like his music. He has stories to tell. Nice. I like good storytellers. Awesome. And with Jose Sanchez and his music,
technical malfunctions.
With Jose Sanchez and his music, and he described it as barrio rock. Barrio rock. And it sounds Spanish, it sounds rock, it sounds it's a mix.
When I was listening, it even sounds like he's having a conversation with the crowd.
Yes, I think he called it shtick. I don't know if that's right or not, but he likes to act,
Nice.
And he's very theatrical, even when we're not on stage. He loves to express himself with his hands and his words and everything. He's an artist, and that's how he that's how he is. So when he's up there, he wants you to laugh. He wants the audience to be engaged. That's why his songs are so good. You're gonna learn them the first time you hear it.
Yeah.
He knows how to do that, and there's nothing better than to get the audience involved.
Right. Yeah,
the Texas Sweethearts do that too, just by we invite them up, we give them instruments, and we invite them up on stage, and they play with us.
Oh wow!
And we would make it a point to do that at least one time every show. And people don't get a chance like that, Mm-hmm. People don't ever play an instrument or shy, or what platform do they have? Who's gonna, And then it's just a lot of fun. And they had a beat, and they didn't even know they had a beat. It's a lot of fun. So the Texas Sweethearts, and then I.CHING.GATOS, Jose Sanchez, and the audience, the jokes. I'm even laughing on stage. I've already heard the same joke several times, and it's still, to me, it's I love it because it's like acting. I love doing that too, and if I can dance, like I'm dancing there and I'm playing music and I'm singing, and then we're doing some kind of acting stuff. Mm-hmm. It feels right. Nice. All of it goes together. The sounds and the songs. I used to be so still when I would play. One, because we have to be in front of the mic. No,
you got the moves.
And now, thanks to Luis Rios, who's the bass player for I.CHING.GATOS, he's one of my biggest supporters for a lot of reasons. He bought me my first wireless mic. I couldn't afford one, and he just, I'll get it for you. And I was like, my jaw dropped. I couldn't believe that anybody would do something like that. I don't think, just my family has gifted me instruments, mm-hmm. or equipment, not a friend, and he gave me this wireless mic, and oh man, that just changed everything. That changed my performances. It changed everything.
Your style.
All of a sudden, with playing, joining Monstruo Bohemio, there's no way that you can play that music without dancing. Right. There's no way I can't. There's no way I can't. I cannot stand still there and play that. Yeah. And I have to dance it. And I was able to do that with the wireless mic. And every sound has a movement.
Right.
High or low or fast or slow, or I don't even have to think about it. It's kind of like the sounds have a movement. And so when I'm playing already, I know the sounds, the movement just happens. And that took it, I don't know. I'm also I was a folklorico dance dancer. I was a folklorico dancer since high school.
Oh, wow.
And I joined late because we always had shows with Texas Sweethearts. I joined late, but it didn't matter because I loved it so much and I loved practicing that right away I became president of the dance company.
Damn.
Right away. I
Wow.
was so happy. And then I got my sister in there and she joined and we did a bunch of shows with the folklorico. So that also, the music, the dancing, the dresses, the stories, everything had a story. Everything came from somewhere. My mom would cry just watching me and my sisters dance. Just that she loved watching that. She danced that when she was younger, and then she sees her daughters doing it, and we loved it so much. She didn't push us to practice. We practiced because we wanted to, and we went to practice because we wanted to. Even after we graduated, I joined a dance company afterwards. I didn't want to stop. So the music and the footwork just go together. There's a part in one of the songs in Monstruo Bohemio that we play that there's a huapango. And then I start dancing calabaciados. That's a lot of fun. We're supposed to, with calabaciados, mimic a dancing horse.
Oh,
They're
okay.
horses, so I like to twirl my leg. I like to twirl my leg when I'm performing and hop on one leg and twirl, like turn, and sometimes it looks indigenous.
Yeah.
And the cumbias, who doesn't like to
Right.
dance cumbias? So
I also saw you wearing a mask once.
oh, yes. Well, that was gifted to me by Chewy, the drummer from Monstruo Bohemio. He likes to sell a couple things from his studio, and he had a bunch of masks, and right away I was like, oh, I want one, let me buy one. He's like, no, you can have it. I took it and I kept it with me, and I just, we were playing Mighty Juan.
Oh, yeah.
From I.CHING.GATOS, which is Jose Sanchez's original song. Mighty Juan, he's a Mexican.
Yeah.
And
the play on words.
He's got a girlfriend, Mighty Juana.
Yeah.
You know, in my head, I saw a mask.
Yeah.
And a cape.
Yes,
and
yes.
I told Sanchez, hey, can I be in charge of props for I.CHING.GATOS? He's like, what? Yeah, do whatever you want. So I took a Tito's cape. I don't know how I had a cape, an apron. It had Tito's all over the place. I probably got it from my husband. He works at Feldman's in Weslaco.
Oh, nice.
And I got some purple duct tape, and I MJ, Mighty Juan. And then I put that on, and I put on the luchador mask, and I just played Mighty Juan with that.
Yeah.
And he would say, play it, keep it on for another song. Or I think I did it maybe once with Monstruo. Or
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun to dress. It's just, you have to have fun. You have to have fun, and I don't mind being silly. I wasn't embarrassed. It was a fun thing. And I grew up playing with the wrestlers. My grandma it bothered her so much. She already passed away. My grandmother, it bothered her so much that I didn't want to play with girl toys.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play with dolls. I wanted to play with guns and the arrows, and I wanted to play with the little luchadores. The lucha wrestlers,
Yeah, the ones they sell in the mercado.
Yes,
the
plastic ones.
The ones
they're
that are
like that.
They're like
yes,
this,
so
or
she
like that.
got me a whole bucket, and I would line them up on the tub, and she got the ring with the rubber bands.
Right. Yeah.
She got me those, and I always loved it. I liked it. I liked the look. It's just so. It's just the culture.
Right.
You grew up seeing that, and you don't realize how much it's a part of you until you're older and you start making your own decisions, and you gravitate towards these things, and you're just like, that's where we grew up. That's what we've been exposed to.
Well, I was going to ask you, with wearing the mask, can you see through that mask? Because it looked like...
It's hard to see through it, but it's okay because I don't really need to see sometimes when I'm playing. There's a lot of... I don't know when it started. I think maybe 8 years ago, 7 years ago, I started playing with my eyes closed a lot.
Really? Do you mind showing us?
Yeah, I started... It was more like... I feel like I can see better with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of
you're not distracted.
Feeling. There's less things to see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to listen and I'm trying to feel the buttons. So, yeah, it doesn't... I just go. It helps me leave. It helps me leave. I also feel kind of bad. I love it, and I also feel bad because I miss out on seeing what the audience is doing. I don't see their facial expressions. I don't see if they liked it. I don't... A little bit here and there, and I'll have to hear it from the band members or my family, or they come up to me afterwards. But while we're playing, I'm just... It's for me.
You're in the song.
I close my eyes and I'm gone. Like, it's all the practices, all the things, all of me running around, all the... There's a lot that goes behind just going to play, and I do it all just for that time that I'm on stage.
Right.
There's nothing like it. I learned how to, through music, learned how to get myself in a state. And I started real young, so when you practice something for a very long time, you learn things deeply in other layers, like deep. Like, so I started at age 7 playing music, but at a lot of like religious things and learning how to sit there, learning about prayer, learning about, respect. And I played at a lot of funerals, and there would be a dead body literally 4 feet away from me, right there. And there was a lot to learn just by being a musician that young. It was like I had to be a little adult,
Mm-hmm.
and that that changed
the way you saw things.
The way I saw things, about everything. The music, energy, what we're giving off. It's I don't know.
So
it's awesome.
it sounds like it's for a little kid to be in a funeral playing music. Who goes through that? That's not very common.
I think my mom, us going to church and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa was a deacon,
mm-hmm.
so my grandmother helped him at church. So
Right.
my mother and all her siblings were at church all the time, and she joined the choir.
Right.
And she played guitar, so we went to church, and then I joined the choir. So religion and prayer and all of that was very real, very... when we were playing, we were praying.
Oh, wow.
When they say when you play or sing, you're praying twice. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what they say. It felt like that. It really felt like that. So doing that so young, being in that environment a lot, like it wasn't just once. We were working musicians. So I started getting paid at 7.
Wow.
I made my own money. My parents paid us well. I could buy gifts. I could buy Christmas gifts for everybody. So it was professional, and it was spiritual. And I learned through, I guess, my mom, because I could just be playing. I didn't know I was evoking or giving off a emotion. It was more mechanical at a young age.
Yeah.
But then seeing her, and when you're older, you know how to express that, what you're feeling through your art or through your singing or through your, so eventually when I started playing, I started getting chills.
Mm.
I forgot what I was called, a frisson. I looked it up once. Frisson, and it's basically a skin orgasm.
Frisson.
Wow. And it's something you get from hearing. You know, your body reacts to sound. So when I'm playing, I started feeling that a lot at church, playing on Sundays with my family. We were the choir. So I could feel the love playing with my family. I could feel the love from the people in the church, the praying, everybody singing together, and getting chills. Wow. So I always felt like my mom would tell me, that's the Holy Spirit. That's the Holy Spirit. And I just thought that was really neat. And then later I learned that it wasn't just at church. Mm-hmm. Playing at other places were giving me chills. Playing with my family, a certain feeling or a certain song or a certain just that we're in the groove or that we're happy doing it or looking at my family happy on stage or me just enjoying me playing, getting chills mm-hmm. and feeling at that moment that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is why I was born. This is why I'm here. Mm-hmm. I'm here for a reason. The people that are listening are here for a reason. And I learned to listen to that. So when I heard Monstruo Bohemio and I asked if I could, it's a funny story. I saw them and I went up, I go, you guys sound so amazing. Mm-hmm. And Ricardo, the singer and guitarist goes, do you play accordion? And I go, yes. He goes, I think there's only one purple-haired girl that plays accordion.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask, how did he know?
He goes, there's only one purple-haired girl that plays accordion. I think you're my friend on Facebook. And he's like, I asked you if you could be our accordionist a couple years ago and you said you were so busy.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, I say yes now. I just, that was such a funny story. And 2 or 3 days later, I showed up to their practice. Uh-huh. I listened to their songs. I sat there and I learned like a handful of them.
Wow,
I was that excited. I can hear a song and just figure it out by ear.
Wow.
So I listened to their songs and I wanted to be prepared when I went over there. So I showed up and they couldn't stop smiling at each other, the brothers. They couldn't believe that I showed up and we were just playing the songs and mm-hmm. I started getting those chills.
Again.
I started getting those chills and I was like, oh man. And I had never played with them before. Mm-hmm. We just clicked and we knew we had the same, we loved the same style of music. We knew what we were trying to do. We were so open to do, like, we feel safer on each other. Right. Try this, do this. We're so like encouraging. We're so encouraging. One of us is down. We pick them up. I feel this. Oh, I can help you. Or like, oh, I did this. Oh man, I'm so proud of you. It has grown that way, but in the mm-hmm. beginning, to feel those chills, oh man, I knew that there was something there, and I had to trust that. Yeah. So the more I played with them, the more chills I got, and I'm still playing with them, and that's something I don't want to stop doing because that's something a lot of people don't get to feel that. Yeah. And when you get to the point where you can, at will, just in a little bit playing or after dancing or start feeling that, like you can just. Why do you want to do anything? Why do you want to do things that are not going to give you that? Like,
right.
I'm just going to keep chasing that, you know? So energy, music, chills, love, practicing something. All of it's the same thing.
Is it possible we could hear maybe a little bit of your accordion music
sure.
magic? All this talk about getting, what was that called?
Frisson.
That's right.
I think that's how you say it, frisson.
Frisson. Do you mind?
Yeah, no, I don't mind.
You got really,
my accordions.
You brought 3 of them.
Yeah, I bought 3. They're all in the same note. They're all in G, in sol.
So I don't know anything about accordions. So the more you say, the better it is.
This is a diatonic accordion because it has 2 notes per button. So each button that you press, there's a sound with the bellows going in and the sound going out. So you have to be conscious of if you're pulling in or out,
right?
To get the right sound. So there's 31 buttons there, 34 buttons here. There's 34 buttons here. And this is an accordion in sol. All of them are in sol because my mom and her range and all the songs that she sings are the majority in G, C, and stuff like that. So this has worked so far for all the bands. I haven't had to get another accordion or another note, thank God, because accordions are pricey.
Oh yeah, I mean it looks fantastic.
They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. It's
looks...
not something that you could. I mean, you could just buy one, but no, they're pieces. They're art. It's artwork. Like
that's
they're hand painted. Like I know Gabanelli gets
that's probably the best
hand-painted.
accordion I've ever seen in my life, to be honest.
They're beautiful. And each row, like this is the G row, and then C and F for all of them. And then they have the relative minors, and then it's like some music theory, some music stuff. This was my first ever button accordion.
Here, let me give it to you.
I got it when I was 11. 11. Yes.
By the way, we're hearing this beautiful set by Backdoor Modern Vintage.
This was my very first button accordion, my very first one. It wasn't purple. I spray painted it purple.
Oh, nice.
I touched it up. I added some gold paint. I took off the grill and added some sparkly fabric because it was old. This thing was old. I'm 35. I got this when I was like 11. It was pretty banged up, and
Is that
this
your
was my
favorite
first
one?
ever.
Is that your favorite one?
See, at first, it wasn't really, because this was my first one, and then I got this one. So this one was my next favorite one, and then I got this one. So that was, but then after playing with Monstruo Bohemio and these got untuned, I played this one, and I was like, wow, it sounds like strong. It's smaller than these. It has less buttons, but it sounds loud. Like I go, this is what it needs to sound like for me to play with that, with them. It went perfect. And this, oh man, I never done that before. I don't know when I started doing it. And you just get percussive with your instrument. So with these buttons, make the most noise out of all of these. So I love doing this when we're playing. It's a lot of fun. I love this. I prefer now to play with this one, and I think it's a dry tuning. It makes it sound stronger, and I think these are like sweeter to play conjunto and country and the other softer things. Right. And this one I use for like the harder stuff. This one I got for my 15th birthday. Wow. For a regalo de sorpresa, right? For my quinceañera.
That's beautiful.
There was a lot of, what do you call them? Sponsors, a lot of padrinos that my parents got together to. It was expensive, and they got a hold of Mike Gabanelli, and he said, he helped him out. They talked about me, and he helped them choose one, and he said, just send me a picture of her in her quinceañera dress with the accordion.
So who's that guy that you just mentioned?
Mike Gabanelli. He's Gabanelli.
Because his name is there.
Yes.
He's a big deal.
It has a little sticker here that says the shop, Gabanelli in Houston.
Wow.
Yes. So
shout out to Gabanelli.
Yes, Mike
Italian?
Gabanelli.
Is he Italian? Sounds Italian.
It's Italian and then German over here.
Oh,
Hunter.
damn.
Hunter.
Wow.
German and so this is Italian.
So,
Which is the one you're going to paint the virgin on?
Oh, there's an old piano accordion at home that I might paint to.
Secret. Don't tell
I might paint something on an accordion. But yeah, I got this from a regalo de sorpresa. I opened my box in front of everybody, and the band invited me up, and I went and I showed it off, and I was so happy. I had my lilac dress and my beautiful Gabanelli. I wanted a Gabanelli because of the rhinestones.
Your mic, it was falling off. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I wanted because of the rhinestones. And then later, my this got untuned or something. I didn't know you could tune it, I guess. Yeah. And it just didn't sound right anymore. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? Because I don't have the money, and I have a lot of gigs coming up.
Oh man.
And then
that's a good problem to have, though. All those gigs.
That's true. I have a lot of gigs, but like, what am I gonna play? Yeah. So there was this man named Tony. I think it's Tonio Longoria. And he wrote to a man named Gilbert Reyes of Hunter Accordions. Yeah. And I got a phone call when I was at school at STC from Gilbert Reyes. He's the guy that gives accordions to people. He's
to
the
like
one
the
that
famous people.
He's the one that
I mean, you're
shows
famous.
up to I didn't even see myself that way.
You're the girl with the purple hair playing
the purple
the
hair with
accordion.
the accordion. He gives accordions to Flaco Jimenez and all these. He travels everywhere. And he called my phone, and he just what note do you want your accordion?
Oh,
and
wow.
You're from Mexico. I was from Mexico. I got a letter from this man, and we want to help you out. And I just
Yeah.
So
The big honor.
I love these things, and I sometimes I think about getting my own. Like, these have been gifted. I've never purchased my own. Maybe one day I'll make a custom one or something.
It's
but
coming true.
These are just. I love them. I can't believe all the hours that I put into these things. Like, I feel like when I die, like all my energy are gonna be
in those
in
accordions.
these things. Huh?
They're gonna be in the accordions. They're gonna be haunted.
I just recently went to a museum in San Benito, and they had all the portraits of accordion Hall of Famers.
Oh, really?
And they had really old accordions in glass cases, and I felt like if you just went over and rubbed the accordion, like one of their spirits were gonna come out.
Like a genie.
Yes, like a genie.
Nice.
Yeah. So I guess I could take this one out. This one sounds really loud or strong.
Let's hear it.
Oh, you hear that?
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like a little train.
I need to get this one tuned. Some guy in La Jolla does it. You have to take it to him.
Man,
Not a lot of people know how to tune it. I need to learn how because it's expensive.
Those look heavy.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know how much they weigh, but I've had to learn how to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like,
does it hurt
I just
your
told
back?
myself, I have a lot of back pain. I have to learn how to
any
bring the mic to
chiropractors?
me or, ask someone to pop my back. And,
Oh, wow.
It's just since I was tiny, like I've grown into it, and I still not grown into it since I was 7. Okay, this is how I started with this one. My dad would hold the accordion like this behind me because I was too small to hold it on my own. And even if it was too heavy for me to hold or carry, I still wanted to play it. And then eventually I held it on my own. Like, Mom, I'm holding it on my own. And I was just this scrawny, I was always the shortest, thinnest, lightest kid in every class that I've been in. And so just imagine this scrawny little thing with the big accordion. And I didn't care. I wanted to play it so bad. It didn't matter what it looked like or how heavy it was. And now that I'm older, I tell myself, it's a workout. It's a workout. This is your workout of the day or the week or whatever. Yeah. And then to dance with it. But it's the drive. Like, when some music gets going, you don't even feel that you're tired sometimes. You don't feel that it's burning, that your arm's burning. You don't feel that you're getting a blister. You don't feel that. You're performing. I feel it when you're done.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Do they, like, in order for people to make accordions, do they have to be heavy? Or is there like
I think it's probably heavy because of the stuff that's going on in here. And then the more switches and the more notes and stuff, it gets heavier. So I want to say, like, these are probably the lighter of the bunch.
That's why you like it so much, huh?
That they're small. Yeah, I have to be comfortable with it. And my back, I play for a while. Play for a while, or sometimes like back to back with each band, or 3 or 4 sets, and have to be able to carry it. And
that's a lot.
And it's like I said, you do it because it's your instrument. It's like.
Are there any?
Sorry,
go ahead. Are there any shows that are coming up that you want to invite people to? Or where can they check you out?
October 15th is coming up. That's Monstruo Bohemio at the Hop Shop in Harlingen. And I think we're going to be at the Sprocket, the Broken Sprocket, I.CHING.GATOS coming up. When did I say that was?
21?
The 21st or something like that of this month. Texas Sweethearts. What do we have coming up? we were invited to open up for Eva Ibarra, which was one of those ladies on the Hall of Fame wall at the museum that I just went to a couple of days ago. They're like, would you be interested in opening for her? I was like, I say yes now. I say yes now. Don't even, like, I say yes now. I don't even know what she's playing. When she's playing her chords, I'm like, what chord is that? Like, she's a musical genius. She started when she was tiny too, just like me. And she sings from the heart. She belts it. She dances. She does gritos. She writes her own songs. She writes her own music. She travels. She's wonderful. I just, yes. I said yes. I don't know.
Did you take pictures, video?
Wonderful. I just took a picture with her picture, but I hope once we open for her or once we do all that stuff that I get to hug her or shake her hand or take a picture or something. That would be amazing. I've been following her. I've been seeing the stuff that, the words that she gets and everything, and I'm just like, oh, that's me in the future. I tell myself, that's me in the future. I want to be in a portrait like that on the wall. I want to be invited to talks. I want to perform at the Library of Congress that she played at, like all those things. I want to leave something behind. I think that's why I do paintings, maybe, because I want it to outlive me, or I want to leave something behind.
Yeah. What are your family must be proud.
Yes, they're very supportive. This is what I've been doing with them since I was tiny, and then for them to see me doing it on my own as an adult and not quitting and just keep going. They know how much I love it. So anytime, any success or any little hurdle or any goal that I meet or anything, they're just as joyful. They're just as happy for me. They're just as, like, just recently, I'm going to have an accordion, one of my accordion paintings at that museum that I was talking about in San Benito.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
Congrats.
Maybe some people might not think that's a big deal, but to
That is
me,
a big deal.
just like, I told my family and even my little brother's like, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. That's great. And with a sincere smile and hearing me out, letting me tell them all the good news. And they love that I'm happy doing it. They love that I'm still doing it. And they're very supportive. I'll watch the kids, or I'll share your flyer, or I'll go to your next show, So I think they are very proud. My parents are very proud. They never have made me feel like I'm not enough, or they never made me feel like I didn't have their back. It's like they wanted me to, like, they guided me, they taught me things, and then, like, go and learn, like, do your own thing, like, and I'm still involved with them, so that's still a beautiful thing, that I'm still performing with them, and I'm still doing my own thing, and it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I think they're very proud of me.
I think that's beautiful, having an ecosystem of family, loving family supporting you, and then you've been doing it since a little kid. I think you're living the dream that everybody wants, honestly.
I think that's why I tell myself I'm blessed. Like, I don't again, I have to tell myself, you're doing what you love every day, every week. When did that happen? How did that happen? How did you do that? And then I'm just happy realizing that I'm in that, and I want more.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm just so happy. I'm just happy that that's how it is right now.
So do you want to, for the last question, do you want to get anything off your chest? Do you want to finish off with a note? Do you want to sing a little bit? The floor is yours.
I think the underlying thing, or the foundation of everything that I do, is love for the craft, love for doing, like, practicing, love for what I do, and then inspiring others to do it. That's what keeps everything going. I was inspired by my mom to paint, and my 173rd painting is going to be in a museum. I started painting 8 years ago, but didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know. I mean, I knew my family was musicians. I didn't know that I was going to be in a band with them. I was inspired by watching my mother practice with her musicians. I saw Mr. Rodriguez, who was my elementary music teacher. He was the accordionist for my mom's band. And he was the first person that had the accordion around me. He was the first. It was right there because he brought it to my mom's house for practice. It was the first time I ever saw one or heard one. And just the buttons, it sounds like it's breathing. You hear that?
Yeah.
He would pretend, he's like, look, my accordion's asleep. He would just do that. We would laugh. He's silly. And the rhinestones and the symmetry of the lines of the bellow and it just, how it grasps the attention of a 7-year-old or a 6-year-old, I don't know. But just watching him and hearing it and seeing it, I was inspired by that. And then I wanted to play it, you know, and then I saw other accordion players playing, and I wanted to play those songs, and that's the reason for everything. And it keeps, if I start feeling stagnant or I start not feeling like I'm doing much, and then I see a fellow artist on Facebook sell a painting, or a person release an album, or someone get their photo picked for in a contest, all of those things, they inspire me. I'm like, look, they're doing what they love. They're doing what they love. I gotta keep doing what I love. Maybe someone will see me. Maybe a little girl, or a kid, or anybody that could take if anybody could take away from any of my art or healing or Reiki healing or dream catchers or crystals or music or anything that I offer, if anybody can take anything from that, I feel like I did my part. I leave everything on stage. I have a hard time talking to people afterwards just because there's nothing left.
Oh, wow.
Because that's the only way to do it. I sweat so much because why am I going to be, I don't want to sweat. Why? Drip, you know? Let it go in your eyes. Let it burn. That's, when you feel that, people are going to feel it. They're going to see it. So I think that's what makes everything go round. You have to inspire people. It feeds. It feeds me, keeps me going every day. Other artists, people that want to hear my story, it blows my mind. Like, you have a story, you did this, you did that. I don't, my perception of myself is so warped. I've done this for so long. I forget how amazing it is. I forget sometimes how magical it is. I have to remind myself. I have to keep doing it. I have to find inspiration. I came here and I fell in love with Yvette's studio, and I started painting all these accordion paintings. And then there was this local art, Luis Rios started buying all my accordion paintings. And one of those accordion paintings is the one that's going to be in the museum. And it was all because we came over here. How does that happen, I go play at this museum because my friend Andres Amado, professor, invited the Texas Sweethearts to go talk. Just to go talk and play. I said yes. We went and we did what we do the best way that we can do it, and we poured our hearts out. We showed them what we've been doing our whole lives, and then they offer those opportunities. And I'm just, one thing leads to another, and one thing leads to another, and it's all about people, and it's about networking, and it's about saying yes, and it's about taking chances. Yeah, so if anything like can come from today, it would just be that, like, whoever's watching this, to just do what you love. Everything falls into place when you do that. I've felt really low in my life, and it's only been because I wasn't doing what I was born to do. That was the lowest part in my life. I wasn't playing. I wasn't making art. I wasn't working on anything. Do what you love, and then that energy, that excitement, that joy, that inspiration, in spirito, in spirit, inspiration, it opens doors, it makes a way. There's a path. You don't know how you're gonna get to where you need to go. You don't know how it's gonna happen. It's just that it's gonna happen. You just want it, and it's gonna happen somehow. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy the journey. That's why I number my paintings, because I want to know myself. By this painting, I did this. By this painting, I sold this one. By this painting, this. So that's why I knew that my 173rd painting is in a museum, because all those little hurdles, all those goals, all those dreams, all those little things matter. They all matter. Don't let anybody tell you they don't. They're all building blocks. So it takes some time. It's okay. And just love. And everything you do, everything, how you talk to someone, when you call them, opening a door, anything. If you do your best every day and do love in every action, everything's gonna be okay.
Wow.
I think that's the foundation of everything.
It's love. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Yvette, thank you for calling me.
That was awesome. It was so touching and amazing.
Thank you. I didn't even get to play anything.
Play something.
This one was all in
Play.
tune.
You're amazing. Just so amazing.
What do I like? There's this huapango that I like, and it's El Cascabel. And the reason this song stuck in my head was because I saw Esteban Jordan perform it on YouTube. I didn't know who he was. I think someone told me, you gotta listen to his music. And I stumbled across a video, and he was in a red shirt, blue pants, and he was on stage with his sons. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, I was on stage with my mom, their family. And then he starts playing El Cascabel, which I've only heard on guitar. He played it on accordion. I was like, what? And when I heard it, my jaw dropped. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And then I was so sad to find out that he had already passed away, because I was gonna look for him. And he had already passed, but I listened to his song so much, because I feel like if I hear it in my head a lot, and when I know it in my head, once I pick up the instrument, it'll just come out. I'll just find it right away. So that song, it took a while of me hearing it. And then I finally, okay, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna figure it out. So even with sitting and figuring it out, it took a couple of times. And then one day it came out. And then I went to Texas Sweetheart practice with my family, and I go, guys, I want to play this one. And they practiced it with me, and then now we play it every time we have a performance. And
Awesome.
I think I like it just because it's kind of, I guess people would say it's hard. I think it's just fun to play.
What is it called?
El Cascabel.
El Cascabel.
El Cascabel.
All right.
Yes. So I guess I have to stand up. Like, is it going to change anything?
I'll follow your lead.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
So
That was wow.
Amazing.
Okay. Well, we're ending the podcast now. Thank you so much for listening. Please follow Elisa. Do you have a link or
on Instagram, it's Elisa De Hoyos, or De Hoyos Elisa, DEHOYOOS ELISA. And then Facebook's the same thing, Elisa De Hoyos, ELISA DEHOYOS. My art page is PurpAllARTE, not purple, PurpAllARTE, because purple's my favorite color. And then I think that's it, PurpAllARTE. Oh, there's a Texas Sweetheart page on Facebook, so you just look for Texas Sweethearts. And then there's an I.CHING.GATOS page on Facebook and Instagram, and there's a Monstruo Bohemio page on Facebook and Instagram. And you can find their music on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere.
Awesome. Please go follow her, go like her, go follow, share, do all those good things. Buy her art. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.